Vanakkam Suresh.
Namaste. Okay, before that, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. SURESH SWARNAPURI here. I'm the President of Association Europe Ayurveda Academy in France, and we are here to support the French people for their health, and we try to explain the benefits of Ayurveda to them.
How does the Ayurveda support mental faculty problems?
So here, very important is the mental faculties in Ayurveda is described. Actually, 16 psychological constitution is explained in Ayurveda. We talk today the 4 aspects, which is very, very important for the French people, not only French, all over the European countries. And these 4 aspects are basically Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. That is the mind, intellect, and the ego, that is the individuality, and the consciousness. Here, what is happening in France is, Vasanta, they have, it seems that for me, I've made a research in French people, it seems for me that there is an issue with intellect levels. That is, the intellect is important for the discrimination of the information, because this information is coming from externally, from the perception, visual perception, and hearing perceptions and taste perception. All these perception, 5 sensory perceptions, translate from the mind to the intellect level. So when they are receiving the messages from outside, this mind, which is otherwise called as in Sanskrit manas, it transforms the information to the intellect. So intellect plays a major role of discriminating the information and sense through the entire physical body, and then the physical body reacts to this information which we received at the intellect level. But unfortunately, in French people, what's happening is they have an excessive information through the visual, through the hearing, through the taste. More information they're getting through the on day-to-day basis, through the mobile or through the environment, whatever it is, they get lots of information. So in Ayurveda, we call it as Ati Yoga. We have 3 aspects in Ayurveda: Ati Yoga, Mithya Yoga, Ayoga. Means excessive usage of your perceptions, not using your perceptions, and mistakenly using your perceptions. These 3 things are there. So unfortunately in French people, they are using excessive information. That's why the intellect level is failing. So because of the failing of the intellect level, they are under heavy stress, and the excessive memory which they have in their mental faculties is creating more and more sufferings for them. So what I try to do here with the French people is, I try to explain them excessive information is not good. We need to remove them from your mind. So we teach some Ayurvedic methods, protocols of Ayurveda, lifestyles of Ayurveda. We call it as Dinacharya, Ruticharya. All these things will delete this excess memory from their mind. Also, we teach a little bit pranayama, which enhances the mental faculty functions. Through this level, we try to remove the sufferings which is arising from the memory. The memory is present all over the body. And in Buddhi, the intellect, which is told in Ayurveda, is very essential for the discrimination, as we discussed earlier. But still, by concentrating on themselves, by concentrating on the mental levels and the physical levels, this excessive information, the memory which is stored in their intellect level, could be removed. This, our point of working with Ayurveda is connecting to your own consciousness. So Ayurveda is a conscious-based approach. So everything we connect through the consciousness. So the conscious-based approach, and we try to enhance the perceptions of the consciousness in the body so that they will stop the sufferings happening at the mental level.
What kind of Ayurveda nutriment suits French people?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question again. Nutrition is one of the most important factor, and it's close to the human physiology, where we work morning to evening. Most of us are working on with the diet, different kind of diet, all those things. But unfortunately in France or any other countries in Europe, they take the diet, a common diet is taken by all the people in the European countries, but according to Ayurveda, that's not the case. So we need to see the prakriti of the person. And what I am trying to do for French people is I'm trying to work with their prakriti and trying to fix their prakriti for them, and I explaining them this. If it is your prakriti, you have vata pitta prakriti or vata kapha prakriti or pitta kapha prakriti or tridoshaja, vata pitta kapha prakriti, if you have, what kind of food is suitable for you? So France has 4 seasons. So I tell all my patients, so what you should take in the summer, what you should take in the autumn, what you should take in the spring, what you take in the winter. So this kind of, I divide the food according to the prakriti of the person. This is really helping the French people. Otherwise, everybody are taking the same food all year. That can stimulate more diseases in the body, because most of our the diseases coming from within our body. We manufacture the diseases, but it doesn't come from outside. So only 10% to 5 to 10% of the diseases, pathological issues coming from the outside, whereas most of the diseases are manufactured from inside. I think if we have every person in French understand their prakriti, I think it's easy for us to prevent the lifestyle disorders, that is diabetes, obesity, and the blood pressure. All these things are prevailing in France at the highest level. The more and more I'm watching the French people, this has been a rampage, especially obesity and the diabetes, which I'm seeing of late. More and more cases are happening in France. Because and another important aspect I would suggest to the French people is the late night eatings. Late night eatings I've seen in the restaurants and cafes and in everything, they're taking in the late evenings. So that's forbidden according to Ayurveda, because the liver has the 2 functions here. One is the liver has to digest whatever the food we are eating, and liver has to detoxify at the night times. There's a role of the liver has a couple of roles in place. And so what happens is, if you are eating the food in the daytime, it has to get digested by the evening. Then if you give it time before going to the bed, then the liver has the time to detoxify the body. But unfortunately in French, they take food in the late nights, and that is not helping them. So the digestion is not, the food is not digested in the overnight because of the lack of physical activity, and the detoxification does not take place. Hence, the toxicity in the body increases, which converts into obesity or any other lifestyle disorders. All these things we can prevent in France. Unfortunately, it's continuously going on. So, diet according to the Prakriti is one area. My suggestion to all the French people is stop eating in the night times. If you are 40 years or 50 years, it's better to stop eating in the night times. Before 6:30 you can take some soups and some salads. Salads are not allowed in winter according to Ayurveda. You can take some soups or some fruits or something like that. Allow the stomach do not give anything for the digestion after the 7 o'clock. Let the stomach have some rest before you go to bed. So the idea is before the stomach should be on empty before you go to the bed. So when the stomach is on empty, already the food is entirely digested when you go to the bed. It makes sense that the liver starts to detoxify the body. So this is the one area French people, you have to be very careful not to eat in the late night timings and follow the Prakriti. Whoever the Vaidya you meet, or you meet me, any other doctors you meet in the France. So try to look at your Prakriti and design your food.
What is the special advisor for winter?
Yeah, this is a very good question, because now today only we started the snowfall in Paris, and there is an increase of people are already nervous. Nervous system is very high in especially in Paris city. So here people are already in all seasons they have under heavy pressure. What happens in the winter is excessive exacerbations of nervous system the vata will increase. So usually when the vata is increasing, and people have to take some precautions. And most French people and most of the Europeans, they don't prepare their mind or brain in the morning. They just prepare their food. That's not enough during winter season. As soon as they get up in the morning, they need to do some daily routines. They need to take Abhyanga oil massages in the body. Then they take a shower, little bit pranayama they can do. They prepare the body. The more oil massage is done for the body, the vata will come down. And the nervous system, the oil massages, self-auto massage, will bring down the nervous system issues. Then in the later on the day, we need to make some changes and try to avoid salads, maximum eating, and try to avoid taking potatoes, which also increases the vata. And not to eat too much of food, because in winter, usually the appetite is irregular. But most of the people, they try to eat more food because of there is not much physical activity. They are sitting at home. They don't know what to do. So the people are putting pressure on the stomach by eating excessive food. Most of the people, they landed up with heavy weight during winter season. That's why Ayurveda said you need to do some oil massages and do pranayamas. And another thing is the French people, after they come back to their home, they could take another shower. A short shower will be good for them, so that the short shower, the warm shower, will bring down the vata. So like this they're taking, and it will be good for them. And hot water, sipping up of hot water whole day, at least 2 liters, would really help in winter season for them. And try to avoid alcohol during winter season, because in French, whenever the winter comes, they try to take more and more alcohol. It could disturb the entire nervous system process. So allow the nervous system to settle down, prepare the body in the morning, and before going to bed also you can do some pranayamas. That will make you to good sleep, because in winter more and more people will get into the joint pains, and in winter season more and more they are under stress, and many people are getting insomnia. That's why a special oil massages is very good, and the special food, all the food should be taken in a warm form, and nothing cold, and nothing from the refrigerator, no ice creams. It's allowed. If they are taking this one, then it can increase more and more vata in the body, thus causing a more miserable time in the winter season. That should be, I think that's a very good option for French people to make some changes during the winter season, and what kind of food they should eat, how does it acts on the physiology, because we are working with in coordination with the nature, isn't it? So the nature supports us, and we need to obey the laws of the nature. We need to follow the nature's rules. Then we can easily work with the different seasons, which is going on in Europe. We have in European conditions, we have 4 seasons, but according to Ayurveda, they mention 6 seasons. Practically, it may not be possible for us to understand in Europe. So certain Ayurvedic principles we can follow. We can adopt the Ayurvedic protocols in Europe. I'm sure, and the people already knew some of the things which I'm speaking today. I'm sure when they follow these kind of simple tips which I have given for the winter, I'm sure they should be much better in the winter time. Thank you very much, Vasanta, for giving me this opportunity to talk with you today. I hope that our message will go to the French people. We try to support them. Namaste.
Namaste.